What's good, people? It's your boy Jay on the Segway. Today we're about to do another Skydio 2+ video. This is going to be the final video as far as keyframes go. Doing the final phase of testing in challenging conditions. We got the sun dead smack in the middle of the sky. We got almost no cloud coverage, so we got about 95% clear skies for today. And we're going to do this exact same trail, same starting point, same everything. And we'll see how the Skydio behaves, okay? Now, this time I'm going to do the keyframes with, I'm going to tell the drone, I'm going to press play. Every other time I've been kind of scared, and I've just been skipping keyframes, so I'll go from keyframe 30 to keyframe 26. And when you do that with the Skydio with its current programming, as of April 7th or April 8th, 2022, if you skip a keyframe, it will try to get to the keyframe that you selected as quick as possible, meaning it will go and gain elevation to hurry up and quickly get there. I'm going to see how it performs when I press the play button. Hopefully it performs well. We're at the starting point right now. Hopefully this video isn't jerky. I should have used my gimbal instead. But anyways, we're going to start it here. And I've been going back and forth with one of the Skydio's techs, and he told me that when you're doing keyframes, the best thing to do is to, one, not perform it in conditions like this where you got the sunlight streaking in and out, but it is best to do it when the sun is in the middle of the sky. It's not so good on cloudy days. So my recommendations to you, I'll give you that at the end of the video. For right now, let's get this thing started. And we're not going to do the keyframe video. I'll talk to you about that at the end, all right? Let's get this going. All right, this is the part of the video where I need you guys to kind of watch what happens here. So we're going to go on ahead and hit the play button. for the keyframe that I just did on our way out to this spot. And I got the speed set pretty low, 1.2 miles an hour. I think I take it all the way up to about 1.8 miles per hour for its actual speed to retrace. Now, the Skydio did very, very, very good, actually. It was parts of this trail that got a little narrower than 3 feet wide, and then the Skydio was able to navigate through. Now, it can do this, but remember, it has to be going slow enough where it can see that stuff easier. You see, I'm shaking my head no right here, because I'm shaking my hands no, because the Skydio started to veer off to the left, if you're looking at it how I'm looking at it. And it kept going off to the left, going off to the left, going on to the left. And I don't know if this video is going to show it, because as I'm looking at it right now, it looks like the smaller frame. You see the part where I screenshotted what was going on with the keyframe video. You guys may or may not be able to see this, but the keyframes were shifting to the left as you guys are looking at it. You see how the Skydio's flying backwards? If you look to the left, the Skydio kept trying to go to the trees to the left. What happened here was the entire keyframe sequence that I set up. Remember, when we was doing the keyframe setup, we were in the middle of the path the whole time. I kept the Skydio dead smack in the middle of the path. The Skydio kept veering off to the left. And see right here as it's flying, and I had it facing forward and flying forward, like with the camera facing forward, and then I spun it around and had it go back. The Skydio kept going to the left, going to the left. This was a problem. So we're going to go ahead and communicate this to Skydio and see if they can figure out what the issue is with that. But Skydio, do recommend that you do a start to finish very close to each other as far as your starting point and your finish point. All right, guys. I mean, who knew, right? So the Skydio 2 Plus in keyframe mode, I was told by one of their techs that if you guys are going to do keyframing, it'll perform best when the keyframing is a start to finish, but the finish is very close to the start or at the same spot as your start. I didn't do that here on this one. This one had a start at a beginning and an end, and then that's it. All right. So they say idealistically, doing keyframing, you want to set the start and finish points very close to each other, if not in the same spot, and then keyframes will perform better. Now, what does perform better mean? I'm assuming, because it wasn't detailed to me on what it means or what do we mean when we say perform better, but I'm assuming, you see how when I was doing the keyframes, it was shifting back? Like, the keyframing was just like, it was shifting to the side. You guys saw when I was setting the keyframes, when we were going out to the endpoint, I was setting it right in the middle of the pathway. All my keyframes was dead smack in the middle. And then I sent it on a return trip, and it kept going off to the, I guess would be on your left side as you guys were looking at it. And you could see the path of the keyframes, how it shifted. It wasn't in the middle of the pathway like I said it. It was moving off to the side, and the drone kept trying to go into the tree line. That was a problem I've always had, and that was before and after the update. So I'm going to send this into Skydio so we can go on ahead and see if we can make an improvement on that. Now, again, I can't stress it enough. These type of conditions where you're in trees, covered trees like that, and the sunlight's going in and out, that is not ideal. You know, the Skydio 2 will not perform optimum in those conditions. It'll perform in those conditions, but you see how it performs. It actually does pretty well, guys. It's just my only issue is that it's moving off to the side. The keyframes are shifting their position, and you know, that's a no-go for me, man. I wanted to do a pretty cool video where I'm kind of talking to you guys and walking in an area like that. I try to put this, you know, that's what everything I have. I try to put them through their paces. I try to put them in conditions and situations where it's going to challenge their abilities. You know, this drone is supposed to be the best autonomous drone on the market, and so I have to test it and see, you know, even though, like I said, I can't stress enough, they said this is not ideal conditions for this type of drone. You know, the best type of conditions for this drone is in pure sunlight, middle of the day, no cloud cover. You know, it'll perform in cloudy days. I did a test before on the same route on a cloudy day, and it still did well. I see the problem is, I don't think it's the conditions. I think it's the drone. The drone keeps moving itself instead of staying where the keyframes are set. It keeps moving off to the side. That's the problem. And I don't know if that's the conditions making it do that or if it's software, you know. It did a really good job at seeing the naked trees. They also told me when you are doing keyframing or any type of autonomous flight if you want the drone to see better, let's say you're flying the drone in the air, you're riding your dirt bike, your motorcycle, your scooter, whatever you're riding. Let's say you have it following you, and now you're coming into an area where there's power lines, where there's tree cover. The best thing to do for the drone to avoid it crashing is to slow down before it gets to that area so it can see better. It sees better the slower it flies. So the slower you make it fly, the better it sees. And even though it's not gauged to see anything over is like a ½ inch thick, I mean anything less than a ½ inch thick, it can kind of still see them if it's flying slow enough. If you're going fast, as you can imagine, and boom, there's a power line out of nowhere, and the power line's like a ½ inch thick, it might not see the power line in time, before, you know, and it might hit it if it's lined up right. So you guys want to always keep that in mind when you're flying, no matter which mode you're in, and always practice how to stop the drone. We're going over that right now, me and Skydio 2. Like I said, I've been talking to one of their techs about its flight, maybe options that we can have. I asked for a triple tap on the red buttons, you know, the red button on the actual beacon, and on the controller, that home button with the little go back symbol, like the arrow that's kind of curving into itself. You know, I asked maybe if we triple tap that, if we're using the controller, it'll just stop the drone dead in its tracks and just let it hover where it is. You know, so hopefully we can get that in the future update as well. And on a controller, I mean, like on your cell phone, if you're only using your phone to fly it, let there be a button is about as big as the launch button that's somewhere on your screen that you can move anywhere you want on your screen. That way, if you're flying and you need to just, if you need it to stop immediately, you triple tap that button and then boom, the drone will just stop in place. And then you can do whatever you need to do from there. But that's what we got right now. It did okay, man. Like the autonomous part of it during keyframing, it did really well, guys. I'm very surprised. But like I said, I had the speed less than 2 miles per hour. So at that speed, it will see a lot better. I won't say it will see everything, but damn near it was seeing everything. I mean, some of those tree branches were really thin, and it saw it, you know, so that was actually impressive. But yeah, do I recommend this drone? Absolutely. If you guys, you know, if you guys have time, you don't want to buy it yet, you still want to sit and wait, you can keep watching my sectors of this drone and me flying it in different conditions, because all I'm doing right now is I'm tinkering with it. I just want to see where its limits are. And as far as keyframing goes, I haven't done it indoors. The problem with doing keyframing indoors is if you want to go from room to room and you don't have a doorway wider than about 3.5, 4 feet, the drone won't fly through it. You know, you can't disable its autonomous obstacle avoidance. You just can't. So, you know, you won't be able to get through doorways that's less than, I would say less than about 3.5, maybe 4 feet wide. The drone won't get through it, rendering a keyframe video in that situation useless, or any kind of video, because it just won't fly in such a narrow space. So, if you were thinking about doing this indoors, you got to keep that in mind. The doorways have to be wide. You can probably get it, and you can probably fire it up in your garage, shoot it out of your garage. You know, the average garage is going to be more than 3.5, 4 feet wide. And, but it will fly indoors. It will do autonomous flight indoors. If you guys haven't seen videos, I think Skydio has a video. It was a young lady. She was in the school building or something like that, and she did a pretty bomb-ass keyframe video going up spiral stairs and then coming up and walking in the hallways, and it worked out pretty well. But your areas have to be wide enough, okay? And that's pretty much all I got, guys. So if you like the video, go on and subscribe. You can share it with anybody you think might want to, you know, check this type of drone out. And like I said, I normally do scooter videos, but it's been cold, it's been windy, so I haven't been on a scooter until it starts to warm up a little bit, and I got a bunch of videos coming with that. But so for now, it's tinkering with this drone so that we can go on and incorporate it in some of my other videos. Hopefully this video isn't shaky. I don't have the steady shot on the camera. But yeah, Jay on the Segway. I'll see you guys later, man. All right, peace.